Okay, so let's talk about setting feature parameters from tables in Excel. In order to kind of understand this a little bit better, I want to show you a particular feature here that we have. So I chose a weld feature because it's something that we do have some properties in here that we can modify via the parameters. So for example, we said we wanted this to be 6 versus 4. When we regenerate that, you'll notice that it goes to 6 for the intermittent there. So in order to extract the properties of that, I'm going to extract just a couple of things, like the number of welds and the segment length from that outer weld feature. And this is just a parameter get function. It's going to write to a new table when we run this. So it's going to connect to Creo and write out the data for those two parameters for that specific feature that we've identified. Now, setting parameters, you can actually take this table and kind of turn it around and reuse it again. So if we said, well, we really want this to be give me 3, and I want them to be, let's say, 50 long. Instead of recreating or clearing the spreadsheet or rewriting data, we're just going to create a new function here called param set. And there's a table feature param set option. And the only thing that it requires is the name of the table with that prefix there. So we put in TBL colon my table. And again, we're not going to be modifying this table. We've already modified it manually, but we're just going to go ahead and send this across. Now, you're like, well, okay, that's great. It didn't do anything. Well, we have to regenerate the model. So if we regenerate the model, we could see that, in fact, we did get our change that we're looking for. So let's change that again and say, well, we really want this to be 20 instead of 3, and let's put it to 4. And in this case, we're also going to put in a regenerate using a table option to just basically regenerate any content that's in that table also. And what I mean by content is going to be, it's going to use item name as the reference. So when we run this, you'll notice that we got our parameter set from the table and also the regenerate function that's there. So the cool thing about this is that you can kind of write data out, run the table through a Power Query process to generate a new table with some changes, and then produce the final set function back to make the changes that you want, and then regenerate, and then go on from there. So pretty handy functionality.